First you take my wife, then my dad. Now you want my little girl. My only child.
No one takes anything from you. You chase people out of your life. My God, you raped Fallon, and you're still blaming me. When is it ever you?
Last time, on the Colbys.
What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? I'm worried about you. I know how you feel, Miles. What you feel, I feel.
No, you don't. You're happy. The baby's not mine.
Channing, honey, you're about to become a miracle worker. God help me.
The only thing we've got on Hoyt Parker is a signature from the hotel register. I sent a copy of it to his mother and boys. Why? I'm playing a hunch. She talked a lot about her son, and I think that our Hoyt Parker's a very different guy, especially time in a Vietnamese prison camp. I think we've got two different people here. Their stories don't jive.
Well, if our guy isn't Parker, who the hell is he?
Come on. It's not the end of the world. It's a divorce.
It's my divorce. It's my world. For God's sake, it's really happening. They're going to get married.
We are gathered together here in the sight of God for the purpose of joining together in holy matrimony. Jason Colby and Francesca Langdon.
Him.
Phil? My brother.
Sure you're all right?
Yes. It was just such a shock seeing Philip.
You're telling me.
Where is he?
He's up at the house. He wants to know how you are.
I can't face him just yet. I was telling myself it's a nightmare. I'm marrying Jason, and my husband is here in this church, back from the dead. Really is Philip, isn't it?
Yep. My kid brother, Phil.
Where did he come from? Where has he been all these years?
He didn't say.
He looks the same, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Older, but the same. Especially the eyes. I remember his eyes, laughing, mocking even. He's your brother, but so different.
Night and day, my dad used to say.
Why now? Why come back now?
Connie's death is what he told me. When he heard about it, he decided to come back home.
Was that it, or our wedding?
He said Connie.
Do you believe him?
I don't know. I didn't trust him then. I guess I don't trust him now.
Is it mistrust, or do we feel guilty about what we did to him?
I don't feel guilty about loving you.
I feel like such an idiot fainting. I suppose we'll have to cancel.
No. He was declared officially dead more than 20 years ago. He has no claim on you now. You've been married twice since then. You can't get out of it, lady. In City Hall or a phone booth, you're going to marry me.
I'm frightened, Jason. Hold me tight. Don't let me go.
She's rested. Doctor said she's going to be okay.
I'm glad to hear that.
Jason's with her. You want a drink?
I'd love one. Scotch? Rocks, you got it. So, you're the son I never had.
Don't blame my mother. She's been through enough over that.
Well, Jeff, when you get to know me a little better, you'll find out I don't bear any grudges. Thank you. Well, what did they tell you growing up? That I was a war hero?
I was proud of you.
I'm good. I wasn't much of a hero. And much less of a father, as you found out.
You know, it's funny. I can't help but think of you as my father. Well, it's habit, I guess.
I knew your mother'd raise you as my son. In the POW camps, I used to imagine a kid halfway across the world, growing up in this house, talking about his dad. Sometimes it hurt, sometimes it helped.
This prison camp. How long did the Viet Cong keep you there?
On the first one, 12 years. There were others. Then they put us on a work gang. And a buddy of mine and I escaped and hid out in Laos.
For how long?
Seemed like forever. But I made it. I got out.
Your buddy?
I buried him in the jungle. And I made my way to Hong Kong and fell on the export business, and that's where I've been for the most part.
And why the hell didn't you let us know you were alive?
Tell me you didn't hear stories about me now.
Sure, Connie told me some stories. They didn't seem that bad.
Really?
She loved you. She called you her black sheep brother.
Yeah, well, I shouldn't have stayed away. And it was worse to make her believe I was dead.
If it was, you paid for it.
I don't know, Jeff. Some things you carry always. Anyway, when Connie died, I stopped kidding myself. I missed family. I missed the home. And I knew if I didn't get a move on, there'd be nobody to come home to. So here I am. May not have been the right thing to do.
I think it was. Your timing was lousy, but I think you made the right decision.
You remember that property on the highest hill in Bel Air?
Mm-hmm.
There's an estate there called Capo di Monte, the top of the mountain.
I see Catalina.
Of course, on a clear day. And then we can visit the New York penthouse or the apartment in Paris. The country estate outside London with the Thames at the edge of your garden.
And what if big cities bore me?
Then we shall live on the yacht.
Oh, you're right. I can do any of these things. I was reborn the moment that I knew Jason and Frankie were finally married, just as you predicted. I feel a sense of freedom, of release.
To be by my side forever.
From this moment on, I'm going to live my life to the hilt.
Then why wait till we get back to the States? Why not marry now, here in Morocco?
And return to California, Mrs. Zachary Powers.
Why not, if you mean what you say? You do mean it, Savilla?
I do. What's past is gone. I'm not going to hang my head in shame because of Jason and Frankie. When shall we do it? Tomorrow? Tonight? Shall we get married under a Moroccan moon?
Hello. A call for you from Los Angeles.
This is Sable Colby, operator. Monica, is that you? What news, darling? What is it? Is something wrong? Well, how did they take it? They didn't. I just can't believe this. Oh, no, darling, no, thank you. I'll speak to you later. Bye.
What is it, Savilla?
The wedding. It didn't take place. They called it off.
Is Mrs. Colby in, sir?
She's taking a shower. Anything I can do?
One of the servants found this in the trash. It must have been thrown out by mistake. I think it belongs to your wife.
Oh, yes? What is it?
It's a prescription. Her name is on it.
Thank you. I'll be sure she does.
Miles, who is that?
Enid.
And what did she want?
She wanted to know if we'll be in for dinner.
Miles, what's wrong? Did I do something to upset you?
Why would you do something like that?
I wouldn't, not on purpose.
Of course you wouldn't.
Then what is it? You're acting very strangely.
Hey, my uncle just came back from the dead, remember?
Yes. I know what people are saying about him. I don't give a damn because I like him.
Why did he come back? You saw what it did to your mother. And why did he show up at the wedding?
Because this is his home. This is his family. Isn't that reasonable, right?
His family's been here all this time and no one's heard a peep out of him until today.
Look, this guy, man, he got a rotten deal when he was here, and he was bitter, that's why.
So one day he's bitter and the next he's homesick.
You're really going out of your way to find fault with him, aren't you?
Well, you're going out of your way to defend him.
Look, I know what it's like to be an outcast. Yeah, I do have sympathy for him. The man's been through hell.
I understand what you're saying. I'm not attacking him. But I remember Connie warning you about him.
She asked me to stop dreaming about my long-lost father. And Connie forgave him. I mean, do we have to pay for our mistakes the rest of our lives?
Of course not. You're right. We have to try and accept him for what he is now.
People do change, Val.
Well, I hope he has, for everyone's sake.
Why did you come back?
I told you at the church. Connie, you keep asking. Are you trying to tell me I'm not welcome?
Connie loved you through everything. But she's gone now.
Well, it's been a long time, Jason. We've all grown older. And I thought, let bygones be bygones.
But why now? Why on my wedding day?
Well, I didn't know that till I got back here.
No kidding.
Well, you know, it's not something you see every day. In a way, it's kind of like attending your own funeral. I couldn't resist. And I didn't really think anyone would care.
You haven't changed, have you?
No, I've changed. You haven't.
No.
You still don't trust me.
You're just the same, Phil. You're still a liar, still a spoiler. You came back to wreck my wedding, didn't you?
Your wedding? You wrecked my marriage, which is worse. You have a funny moral code. You never have wanted me around.
I didn't send you to Vietnam. You went.
Some choice you gave me. Either leave the country or let Dad find out about the money that I borrowed.
Borrowed?
Pay back my gambling
You
debt.
stole it, Phil.
I stole it, Jason. I stole it from the country, all right?
And I covered for you.
At what price? My home? My wife?
Now you want to make me pay, is that it? 2 minutes ago you said you owed me.
I don't care what you think I came back for. I'm back. And I'm not running away this time.
Mom spoiled you, so did Connie. You were the youngest. Maybe it wasn't your fault. I cried the night I heard you'd been killed. sorry still what they did to you. But you were always trouble. You still are. You've been back a few hours and it's starting all over again. I can't have that. I don't think I want to see you anymore, Phil. I don't want you in my life. I don't want you in my house.
$30 years. That's a long time to live, Jason. And learn nothing.
You're up early.
Oh, I went for a run. I couldn't sleep.
What are you reading?
Last letter Phil wrote me from Vietnam. Blames me for turning Dad against him. He went through a lot of hell out there. Maybe I shouldn't have kicked him out last night.
You did what had to be done.
I don't know. He stole from Dad. He ran away, but I remember him as a little kid following me around this place like a puppy.
Something about him frightens me.
Well, how can he frighten you? He's one of the family.
Jason, you can't let him come back here.
Honey, don't you see? He's one of us. He's a Colby. The house is as much his as it is mine. You remember when Sable wanted you and Jeff out of the house and Connie wouldn't let it happen? Yeah. She wouldn't let me kick Phil out either.
Don't do it, Jason. You'll regret it. We'll both regret it.
He can't hurt us. I can't live with myself if I don't open my door to him.
Now, be reasonable, Savita. We had to fly all the way from Morocco in a crowded first-class cabin. Now, we could stay overnight here in New York if you weren't so eager to run to Jason.
Oh, you are being so foolish. I'm going back because of Philip. You were very close.
No. No. You're going back to Los Angeles for one reason, always the same reason. Jason. The wedding was called off, and you think he'll come back to you.
That is nonsense, and you know it. It's just your jealousy.
Well, you give me good reason to be jealous.
You invent reasons. This is a war between you and Jason, and I'm just your ammunition. Whatever I do or say, you twist it to feed your hatred of him.
Thomas, take Mrs. Colby back to Los Angeles. I've got business here in New York. Urgent business. Enjoy your flight, Savita. Without me.
What made you change your mind?
Same thing made you change yours, you said. Connie should want you here. I lost my temper last night. I'm sorry for that, but that business in the church, you can't blame me.
I'm sorry. I mean that. That's easy enough to reschedule.
That's the idea. This time with no interruptions. How long will you be in town?
Well, I cut all my ties in Hong Kong and bought a one-way ticket. So I guess I'm here until you pull the welcome mat from under my feet.
What are your plans?
Work. And a job. I don't suppose it'd be anything
Colby Enterprises, it'd be up my alley.
You expect me to...
Trust me again? Yes.
I'll see what I can do.
You mean that?
Yes, I mean it. But you understand me, Phil. This is it. Any more screw-ups, and you're out. Brother or not. I mean, out of Colbys, and here, too, out of this house.
This time I won't let you down.
This time there won't be any next time, Phil.
Well, will you test me again?
I really don't understand why you're here.
I want to know if I can have children.
Well, you don't need another test. There's no medical reason why you can't conceive. I told you that the last time you were here. And you destroyed the test results and swore me to secrecy.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry about that. Dr. Waverly, help me. I want to have a baby.
Why have you changed your mind?
Miles wants children so badly. When he found out that Jeff was the father of Fallon's little girl, I have to give him this.
You want it for him?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want it for yourself?
Yes.
And your fear of childbirth?
I know that what happened to my mother doesn't have to happen to me. I'll have a baby and I'll live, and Miles and I will be very happy. I'm going to need a lot of help. Will you help me?
All right.
Don't worry about it. I think he made the right decision.
That's for sure. Phil always was able to make me doubt myself. Was I too hard on him, too soft? I never knew.
Well, he has been through a lot since the last time you saw him. It has to have changed.
Oh, to God it has. He does seem to have mellowed some. He seems to.
I want to help him.
Help him how?
I've decided to give him some of the stock that Connie gave me.
What?
I've cheated him enough already, and I just felt that it was...
You out of your mind? Do you realize that's family stock? Voting shares? You can't just give it away to a man you don't even know. None of us knows him now.
I know that he has no legal claim on them. That doesn't seem right. But I'm surprised that you haven't offered him something.
I paid Phil all I owed him a long time ago. Now I've given him a job. I'll do more for him later, but not now. Now it'd just look like a bribe to keep him away from Frankie and me.
With me, it's a matter of conscience. Connie gave me that stock because she thought that I was his son, and now he's alive. It just seems like I have to turn them over.
Don't do something you'll regret. You don't know who you're dealing with. You can't just give away this company.
I don't understand you. You're the one who invited him back into this house.
There's a difference between inviting him in and turning over the keys to the house. I'm not sure I can trust him.
He didn't trust me either. Connie had to convince you.
That was different. You're my son.
Philip's your brother. You can't forget that. Even if you can, I can't. Just a year ago, I thought he was my father.
He's not. I am.
I know that.
Do you? Look, we're upset. Let's wait a few days. We'll talk, think about it, then we'll decide.
It's not going to change my mind.
I can't let you do this.
You can't stop me.
Come in.
I'm not disturbing you, am I?
No, of course not. Thought you were in Morocco.
We were. We flew back the moment we heard the news. So, the wedding didn't happen.
It's only a delay.
I thought maybe...
That we'd call it off? Because Philip's back? That's why you flew home?
Well, couldn't resist it. I'm only human. I mean, My sister's about to say I do when the groom's dead brother, coincidentally the bride's ex-husband, returns from the dead. No wonder you fainted. I'd have shriveled up with embarrassment.
You?
I don't think so. How is Philip?
I haven't seen him.
Really? After all these years, why ever not?
I chose not to.
Why, are you afraid?
No. Why should I be?
Mm-hmm. Well, it always had a hold on you. I thought maybe after all these years it was still there.
That's ridiculous.
Well, when you've really loved someone, deeply, fully.
Oh, Lord, Sable, you're grasping at straws.
Yes, of course, it's ridiculous. You love Jason. Nothing's going to change that.
Anna, how serious? You must tell me.
Mom is dying, Kolya. She wants to see you. She's only holding on until you get here.
I'll come as soon as I can. Tonight.
She's holding on for you and for Vanya.
Vanya?
Yes, yes. So, we'll see you both very soon then. We love you. Goodbye.
Is she dying?
They would like me to think so. No, she's all right.
But you told Anna you were going.
She's waiting for you, she said. You and Vanya.
Who's Vanya?
An imaginary playmate we had as children. Anna was trying to tell me that my mother is not ill. They are trying to lure me home. I'm not going.
Sable the survivor.
You haven't changed a bit.
Oh.
It's good to have you back. It was a shock to hear the news, though.
Well, as I remember, you always like surprises.
Well, I've had quite a few lately. And you're the first one that I've enjoyed. I've got to run. Will you meet me for lunch?
Sure.
1 o'clock in the Penthouse Club. Eric will drive you.
All right.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
When can Lauren come home, Dr. Banks?
She's doing extremely well. I would think when she tips the scales at 6 pounds. Well, maybe 5.5.
Good, because her room is just filled up with all kinds of toys and clothes and all kinds of good stuff.
She'll be able to enjoy all of that in less than a month. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have another patient waiting. It's good to see you both.
Yeah, thanks, Doc. Well, I guess I better get back to the office. I've got to face my father sooner or later.
Darling, has it occurred to you he has good reason to be upset?
Because I want to give Philip. It's always been his.
Yeah, but you've heard him. It's as though the family split into two camps and you've joined the other side.
Aren't you being a little dramatic here? Lauren, tell your mother she's making something out of nothing.
Lauren, you tell your father to be careful.
That's it. Thanks for the tip. I'll be reasonable.
Hold it!
Mike.
Thought that was you.
Jeff and I just went to the hospital to see the baby. She's doing great.
The baby. Jeff's baby.
Why'd you stop the elevator?
This is how I met Channing. Stopped the elevator. Tried to pick her up. Didn't work, though. She played hard to get. She's good. Good at games.
What's going on?
I took the bait, though. She hooked me, didn't she? So, here we are. Going nowhere. Like the elevator. All because of you.
Me?
You cut me loose. You set me adrift. And nothing's been right since.
Look, if something's wrong with your marriage...
Something. You don't know how funny that is.
Miles, I can see you're in pain. But you're talking to the wrong woman. You should be saying this to Channing.
Which Channing? I didn't just marry one woman. My wife has many facets. Many faces.
She really loves you. You just have to give her a chance.
My God, Fallon, all I did was fall in love with you. I have to be punished for it the rest of my life.
So, you see how things have changed.
Have they? Jason's always wanted what was mine. I found out a long time ago I couldn't trust Frankie. It just took you longer to find that out.
I wonder how long it'll be before Jason finds out.
Maybe it's just a business arrangement. Marry Jason Colby and your child inherits Colby Enterprises. Whether she loves him or not, it's immaterial.
I'd love to believe that, but you're wrong. They love each other. That's the simple truth. It's love.
If you say so.
What is this, Philly? You're not still in love with her, are you?
I stopped loving her when I found out the child couldn't be mine. But I can't speak for her, though.
Well, look, she loved you once, but that was a long time ago. She's been married twice, almost 3 times since. If you think she's still carrying a torch for you, that's absurd.
Well, then, why is she still hiding from me?
Sable.
Last time I was in this room.
A lifetime ago.
And only a few days. How are you?
How was Morocco?
Quiet compared to here. I've just had lunch with him. He's the same old Philip. And then I wanted to find out how you were.
Oh, I'm okay. Don't worry about me. You've got your own life to sort out now.
I promised you, right here, I'd be your friend. Can I help?
No, thank you. We still plan to marry.
Yes, of course. I've spoken to her. She just seems a bit thrown, that's all.
He has no claim on her. What they had was very brief. It's over. Done. We're all different now.
I've been thinking ever since Monica told me that he was back. Do you remember that spring, just before they married? It was nearly 30 years ago. There we all were. You and me. Philip and Frankie. The Colby boys. The Scott girls. Oh, there were so many romances and plans, tears, secrets. We were all in love. none of us were married. It's different now, but somehow it's the same.
No, it's not the same. There's no going back.
No, of course not. And people don't come back from the dead, do they?
Jason?
Yeah, Jeff, come on in.
I just heard from Hoyt Parker's mother. She sent me a sample of his signature. Here it is.
And?
Well, this is our Hoyt Parker signature on the hotel register. She says it's not her son's writing. I agree.
It's surely different, no question. It means our Parker's an imposter.
It looks that way. Think we should get a hold of Jessup.
Yeah. Tomorrow. Jeff, I owe you an apology. I flew off the handle yesterday. I shouldn't have. You surprised me. I overreacted. I'm sorry.
Dad, I want you to know I've instructed my attorneys to prepare the papers on those Colbys shares. I'm giving them to your brother.
I figured you would.
I wish we could agree.
So do I.
Look, why don't you ride on home with me? The fog's rolling in.
No, I've got some work to do. Eric will drive me. I thank you, though.
Good night.
Good night. Yes. Oh, Frankie. No, I just wanted you to know I'll be working late. Don't wait dinner for me. Yeah. Love you, too. For you. I want you to run a complete investigation. Yes, confidential. And all the time my brother spent in Southeast Asia. That's right. Philip Colby. I don't think you'll find much under his name. Try Hoyt Parker.
Miles. Hi.
Hello, darling.
I could hardly wait for you to get home. I was going to call, but, well, this is too good for the phone.
Good news, eh? I could certainly use some.
Remember those miracles I told you about?
Oh, yes. I remember.
Well, I went to see Dr. Waverly yesterday. And they've taken some more tests.
More tests?
She said that I have an excellent chance of having a baby.
Oh, Jenny, we've been married months now. Have I been doing something wrong?
Well, you know what they say, darling. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And you try very well.
A real miracle, huh?
That's what the doctor said.
Or did you just stop taking your birth control pills?
Mrs. Cassidy, how nice to see you.
Hello, Mr. Powers.
Waiting for your husband?
No, my husband is out of town. I'm by myself.
Oh, may I? Forgive me, but it's my nature. I can't bear to see a beautiful lady alone.
I'm flattered.
You seem introspective, if I've hit upon the right word. I'm a good listener, if that would help.
What makes you think I have a problem?
I think the saying goes, it takes one to know one. In my case, it's Sable Colby.
Oh, yes. Well, it would be difficult not to have a problem with Mrs. Colby.
Indeed. I've heard you had an unpleasant encounter with her. About your son.
How would you know?
You'll find that there are no secrets from me, Mrs. Cassidy. Or may I call you Adrian? Eddie?
Yes, Mr. Krause.
Champagne. We are celebrating. Well, it's so much better than commiserating, don't you think? Who knows? Together, we might solve problems that seem baffling alone. After all, we're aimed at the same target.
Philip.
Well, what happened to the old pool house?
Oh, Sable had it torn down. Put this up instead. Bigger. Why are you here?
Well, some people say you're still my wife.
No. I had our marriage dissolved before I married again.
Just in case, eh? Well, what? I like the old pool house better.
I hardly remember it.
Oh, you remember. Used to come here in the winter. Nobody'd come near it then. You remember. Just the two of us. I love that old sofa. Remember the cushions kept slipping off?
Why did you come back?
Well, it's my home, Frankie.
It's always been your home. Why did you wait till now to come back?
It was time.
Is it because I was going to marry Jason?
Was.
Am going to marry Jason. I think you better go.
That's it. After all this time. A couple of minutes, that it?
Jason will be back any second.
No, Jason's working late, Henderson told me. I just wanted to look at your face. And you're still beautiful.
I'm older. I was 18 when you left.
You're still 18, Frankie. That's the face I remember.
I can't remember.
I remember everything. Now tell me you don't remember that dumb dress and the white. Those lousy pearls I bought you in Hong Kong, remember? You wore at the airport. The jasmine perfume.
They don't make that anymore.
Oh, I know. I found some in Saigon on the black market. Just to remind me.
Phil, don't.
I'll remember for you, Frankie.
There's nothing to remember.
Oh. How about the first time? Remember the first time in the loft?
Please don't.
The last time. The hotel on the beach. We never left the room for 3 days.
I want you to go away. Go away and leave me alone.
I don't want to leave you alone, Frankie. Can't.
Where have you been?
Oh, Jason.
Hold on to your purses and wallets, then make sure your 401k is secure, because the Colbys Mini Marathon will continue right after this, here on SoapNet, Pure Soap 24/7.